Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It's Friday, February 15th. This is our weekly recap. The weekend's here. Yay, everybody, welcome. It's been a good week, long week. We have a short week next week. So just remember, markets are closed on Monday, the 18th for President's Day. So we have a 4-day week next week. So this is my website, guys. We'll go over that later if you're interested. So let's go into this week. So, this week has been, wasn't the easiest week, but there was a lot to do. And when you look here at the SPY and we go back to it, you can see here we had the, um, you know, sat down here, tested the 8-day, went to the 200-day, gapped over it, came back down, and today we gapped up and over the 276 resistance spot. And this tells me that, 280s are likely target. We've been talking about 280 on the indexes for a while. That's where we broke, the area that initially we broke down to when you look at this market over the long picture, right? You can see that that was the first area where we've hit resistance. That was the bounce area, the area that we struggled to get through before we finally broke down. So that looks like the next spot. Everything looks good to go from here. The one caveat, and it is a small caveat, but is RSI is at 69, which means we are now hitting the hot zone. So we need to be a little bit aware of that as we go into next week. We could use a couple of days of inside action or even a cool down back to the 200-day to let the things reset. That said, there's a very strong bid on this market. Now, today was a day that was not similar in everything. And what I mean by that, if you look at the markets here, the SPY gapped up and over. We'll go back to the close-up chart, the 200-day, and is holding well above it on the highs. The Qs gapped up and over and pulled right back down below it. And you can see they've been fighting that on the 200-day on the Qs, but the IWM all day said, don't worry, strong, pushing highs all day long. The VIX has been left for dead all day. And all this led me to say there's really not a lot to do here. It was a good day to sit around, do nothing, and just chill. To that end, I made 2 trades this week, today, and they were both very small. I made a quick $100 on Twitter on 1,000 shares. I scalped it on the opening candle, and why? Because, well, it popped hard. Saw that, got in, got out, made my money, was happy, and I tried to short Nvidia, and I end up losing 2 cents on the options. And why? Well, my idea was right. The problem is that the options were decaying and IV was coming out faster than I could make money on them. And, that happens. I chased a little bit. I got in onto this area of the candle, and as it was coming down, the options were it just wasn't moving in the right way. And finally, I got flat, and I said, I'm getting out. Would have made a little money if I stayed to the end, but it just wasn't working. It just wasn't worth it at that point. And those options here obviously are worth nothing now as they've creamed out. They were weekly options. That said, I don't mind that. And then I pretty much just stayed quiet for the day, and I watched because a lot of the action was just not great. Now, from a flow perspective for the week, and we'll go to today's chart. Where is my little, there it is. All right, you can see today, a lot of this is rolling, but those McDonald's Feb 1/22nd 180 calls are interesting. Why are they interesting? Well, they're interesting to me because they bought them into this. And now we're up a little higher, but they bought them into this first pop at the highs, just off the highs, right around 178.50. And you can see we've moved a little bit more. Keep an eye on those for next week. We're at the 50-day resistance. If we can get through there, it could possibly push. These XLE April 72 calls are so far out of the money, I have no interest in them. You could talk about somebody saying, oh, they're very bullish on, I hate when Toss does that, on energy, but you know what? That's just too bullish for me. I'd rather play something closer to the money if it moves. AMD, I'm not sure how this is going to play out. AMD had the move today. Beautiful coming back in here. Nice move. I think the next move is up towards the 25 area again. And then they've been hitting Qualcomm this afternoon for what it's worth. All in all, that was some nice action for today. But generally today, the name of the day was choppy. The name of the day was if you grab Boeing or CAT on the open, you had a great day. The banks screamed on the open. You had a nice day. In fact, if you look at GS, and I hate GS, it's been grinding higher all day. If you try to play names that were like FANG names, beta names, they've been bad today. Okay, why have they been bad? Well, look at Facebook, right? High was in the first 5 minutes, drop into the gap. Netflix, High was in the first 10, 15 minutes, dropped, reversal candle, couldn't break out. Amazon, reversal candle, right? Coming down today. Square, you're going to love Square, guys. 3 reversal candles in a row. Okay, Wednesday, reversal candle down. Yesterday, reversal candle up. Today, reversal candle down, getting doji-ish. We'll see how this closes. A little bit to go. Okay, there just wasn't a lot to be had in this space today. It wasn't what they wanted. Roku today couldn't go out. Doji, right? Tried, couldn't break out. Holding in okay, though, looks good. Just a lot of action like this. The market could use a little bit of a rest. When we look at the flow throughout the from this week, and what looks good still, what doesn't. Merck I played. I'm out, no longer in it, but Merck looks great. But again, extended, not a place you want to be chasing it. Looking at some of this, the flow for the week is a lot of it here at this point. I wouldn't really be going aggressively after. Now, I do have a nice position in Caesar, and I may add some more to it after earnings. All right, you can see this, not the action you want to see today, but this is typical. They are a buyout candidate. We know there's an offer in place, but we know with the current CEO there until April, it's probably not going to happen. So they're beating it down so they can accumulate more of it. EA is another name you got to keep an eye on. They bought the March 110s yesterday, popped, came back in. I would keep my eye on EA here. Again, just out of the Bollinger Band, not at the end of the world candle. Intel is in this big gap here, right? We know it's in this gap. Nice move today. They bought the March 1st 51s yesterday. They rolled out of the 48s. Okay, so we'd like to keep our eyes on names like that. So overall, it was a good day, great week for me. Today I didn't do much. It was a good day, but today was just a day not to do much. OSTK, played that a couple times this week. Another name that's in buyout mode, not for the whole entire company. They're just selling their retail division. So keep an eye on some of those names like that and see where they want to go. That said, if you want to know more about me, I invite you to come to my website, smartoptiontrading.com. First of all, you should all click on the newsletter and sign up for free. Every Friday, I'll be sending this video out. I put it on Twitter once in a while, but most of the time it's going to go out only through the subscription service here at this point. And then if you're interested in my services, you can sign up here in Real-Time Option Flow. Or if you just want to see my daily video like this and my morning setups video, the 2 videos a day, you can hit here and subscribe now. Would love to have you all. I hope you have a great holiday weekend. I hope this week treated you all well. If you didn't have a good week, you need to ask yourself what you're doing wrong or what's going on, and reach out to somebody or try to change things up. So have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys bright and early on Tuesday morning.